Hollywood just delivered a plot twist so messy, even soap operas are jealous. Imagine this. A DNA test, yes, a real DNA test allegedly confirms that Tom Ackerley, Margot Robbie's picture-perfect husband, is the father of Jenna Ortega's rumored child. And as if that wasn't explosive enough, reports claim Margot Robbie didn't just confront Jenner. She went full-on physical backstage in a meltdown that has the entire industry spiraling. Now let me ask you this: how does Hollywood's golden marriage crumble overnight? How do we go from Margot and Tom being the red carpet sweethearts of the year to Margot allegedly screaming in Jenna's face, "You ruined everything," while security rushed in to break it up? And most importantly, how much of this was really a secret in plain sight? Social media detectives are already in overdrive. Clips are being slowed down, leaked audio is circulating, and fans are picking sides in a war messier than the Barbie press tour. Some are writing for Margot, others are defending Jenna, but everyone is asking the same chilling question: if Tom knew all along, why did he keep it hidden from his wife? Because trust me, this isn't just gossip. It's a Hollywood detonation. When it comes to Hollywood, scandals aren't new. But this one is shaking the entertainment industry like an earthquake on steroids. Because when the name Margot Robbie collides with Jenna Ortega and a secret DNA test, oh honey, that's not just a headline, that's a movie script waiting to be written. And let's be clear, this isn't some random rumor started by a bored fan page. No, this is being whispered in industry hallways, leaked on Reddit threads, and teased in late-night gossip shows. The DNA allegedly proves that Tom Ackerley, Margot Robbie's husband and supposed partner in crime, is the biological father of Jenna Ortega's child. Now pause for a second. Margot Robbie has spent years cultivating the image of Hollywood royalty. From The Wolf of Wall Street to Barbie, she's been the girl next door who made it big, with Tom by her side as the supportive, low-key producer husband who let Margot shine. They were the golden couple, the one pair of stars everyone thought would never crack under the pressure. But if this DNA test bombshell is to be believed, Tom was not just holding Margot's hand on the red carpet. He was allegedly hiding a whole other life in the shadows. And who's at the center of this chaos? Jenna Ortega, the rising star. The Gen Z queen who went from Disney kid to Netflix royalty with Wednesday. She's adored, she's talented, and she's young enough to have the whole industry bowing at her feet. But with fame comes rumors, and with Jenner. The gossip blogs have been buzzing for months about mystery relationships, sudden disappearances from public events, and whispers of someone powerful trying to protect her. Of course, fans dismissed it. Who wouldn't? It sounded like your standard blind item conspiracy. That is until those so-called leaked documents hit the internet. Screenshots of what appeared to be DNA test results linking Tom Ackerley to Jenna Ortega's child. Did we see names? No. Did we see dates? Barely. But that didn't stop Twitter detectives from zooming in, cross-referencing handwriting, and screaming, "This proves everything." But the real explosion came not from the papers, but from backstage. Because according to multiple sources, Margot Robbie lost it. We're talking full meltdown. Eyewitnesses claim Margot stormed into a production meeting where Jenna was present, waving her phone with the alleged DNA results, screaming at her, "You destroyed my family." Security was called, assistants were crying, and Jenna, known for her calm, quiet demeanor, was reportedly caught off guard, stammering, and eventually walking out in tears. And listen, this is where the industry gets divided. Some insiders claim Margot had every right to confront Jenna. I mean, imagine finding out your husband has been hiding a child that isn't yours. But others say Margot's rage wasn't just at Jenna, it was at Tom, who apparently knew about this for months, maybe even years. That's right, according to whispers, Tom Ackerley wasn't blindsided. He allegedly knew everything, stayed silent, and only came clean when the DNA results leaked to the public. So, let's break this down like an investigator. Margot, the wife, humiliated, betrayed, and furious. Jenna, the young actress, accused of being the other woman, but staying suspiciously quiet. And Tom, the man in the middle, exposed, cowardly, and suddenly facing the wrath of not one, but two of the most powerful women in Hollywood. If this isn't the plot of the most dramatic soap opera ever written, I don't know what is. And the fans? Oh, they are eating this up like free popcorn at a midnight premiere. Twitter hashtags exploded within hours. Hashtag Team Margot, hashtag Justice for Jenna, and the brutal hashtag Tom the Traitor all trended worldwide. Some fans claim Jenna was manipulated, pressured by Tom's influence as a producer. Others are convinced Jenna knew exactly what she was doing and went after a married man. Meanwhile, Margot's loyal fanbase has declared war on both of them, posting videos, memes, and emotional tributes claiming their queen deserves better. But here's where it gets even spicier. Reports say Margot and Jenna's backstage brawl wasn't just verbal. An anonymous crew member told an online tabloid it got physical. Margot lunged at her, and if security hadn't stepped in, it would have been ugly. Another insider claimed they heard glass breaking. Others swore they saw Tom rushing in to separate them, looking pale as a ghost. And whether these stories are exaggerated or not, they've already cemented themselves into internet folklore. What's undeniable is that this scandal isn't just about relationships, it's about reputations. Margot's brand as the wholesome superstar, tarnished by association. Jenna's carefully built Gen Z icon status, now clouded by accusations. And Tom's once invisible presence, now the most hated man on the internet. And let's not forget the timing. Hollywood is still buzzing from the Barbie phenomenon, where Margot was hailed as the face of female empowerment. Jenna, meanwhile, was preparing for her next blockbuster projects, and Tom, he was enjoying the perks of being Margot's husband, comfortably producing in the background. But now, all of that is under fire. So, as the dust begins to settle, one question is echoing louder than the rest. How much of the story is really true? And how much is just smoke and mirrors created by an industry addicted to drama? Because if the DNA test is real, then Hollywood's golden couple has just shattered in front of us. But if it's fake, then someone is playing the dirtiest PR game of all time. And that, my friends, is only the beginning. And just when you thought this saga couldn't possibly get more insane, bam! The so-called DNA bombshell goes viral. Screenshots of the alleged paternity test flood Reddit, Instagram, and Twitter like wildfire. The document, stamped with a suspicious-looking medical logo, reads, "Probability of paternity, 99.999%. Now, was this test even real? Probably not. But does the internet care? Absolutely not. Within hours, hashtags like hashtag Tom tested positive, hashtag Jenna baby drama, and hashtag Margot meltdown start trending. And let me tell you, the memes were ruthless. One viral tweet showed Tom holding a baby while Margot photoshopped as Harley Quinn is swinging a bat at Jenna screaming, "Is this your daddy? Huh?" But here's where it gets darker because, according to one so-called inside source read, a bored TikToker with a ring light and too much time, Margot Robbie didn't just take the news quietly. Oh no, apparently, she confronted Jenna at a high-end Beverly Hills spa. Witnesses claim Margot stormed in, still in her robe and flip-flops, and shouted across the marble lobby, "You think you can steal my husband and play innocent?" Jenna, allegedly sipping on cucumber water at the time, calmly responded with, "Maybe check your husband before you check me." Boom, instant internet legend, and guess what? People ate it up. TMZ reportedly sent drones, yes, drones, over Tom and Margot's mansion just to catch a glimpse of chaos. One shaky aerial photo even showed what fans insist was Margot throwing Tom's suits out on the lawn while blasting Billie Eilish's "What Was I Made For?" at full volume. But while the fans laughed, the industry insiders weren't joking. One leaked email, supposedly from Warner Bros., claimed executives were panicking over the optics. Remember, Margot Robbie isn't just some actress, she's Hollywood's billion-dollar Barbie. She's the golden goose. And here she was, trending worldwide for allegedly attacking Jenna Ortega, who just so happens to be Netflix's spooky cash cow from Wednesday. Do you see the corporate nightmare here? To streaming giants, to golden stars, one British husband with questionable fidelity, and now DNA receipts. Industry panic mode. activated. Meanwhile, Jenna's camp starts doing damage control. An anonymous PR rep allegedly told Variety, Jenna will not be commenting on fabricated documents or unfounded rumors. She is focused on her career and upcoming projects. Translation? Yes, it's true, but we're not admitting it yet. And then there's Tom, poor Tom, the supposed father of Jenna's alleged child. Instead of speaking up, he goes radio silent. No Instagram stories. No paparazzi statements. Just silence. Which, of course, only made things worse. Fans started dissecting his old interviews, pulling out random clips of him saying things like, I love working with younger talent, and twisting them into creepy confessionals. To make matters worse, Margot's own fans once loyal, pink-clad Barbiestons turn on her overnight. Why? Because in their eyes, she's the villain now. One viral TikTok with over 5 million views showed Jenna's tearful Wednesday scene with the caption, This is how Jenna feels after Margot's attack. Fans flooded Margot's socials with clown emojis, broken heart emojis, and yes DNA strand emojis, but the plot thickens. Because suddenly, out of nowhere, a friend of Tom leaks a blurry voice recording to Des Moines. In it, a man who sounds suspiciously like Tom says, I made a mistake, but I never thought it would go this far. Jenna wasn't supposed to get dragged into this. Excuse me? What? So now it's not just about whether the DNA test is real, it's about whether Tom actually admitted to something behind closed doors. Hollywood insiders started whispering, was this a setup? Did Jenna leak the test herself? Or worse, did Margot hire someone to fake it just to expose Tom and Jenna in one brutal swoop? Conspiracy theories exploded. Some fans claimed Margot's PR team leaked the document as revenge PR, a tactic where you nuke your opponent's image by dropping bombshells in controlled doses. Others believed Jenna was playing the long game, using the drama to get Margot out of the spotlight so Jenna could swoop in as Hollywood's new blonde icon. And through all this, Margot herself finally breaks her silence. Not with a press statement, not with a PR-approved Instagram carousel, but with a cryptic tweet at 3:17 a.m. that simply read, Betrayal cuts deepest at home. Mic drop. That tweet alone sent tabloids into overdrive. Was she confirming the affair? Was she threatening Jenna? Was she shading Tom? Or was she just quoting some Pinterest breakup quote at 3 in the morning? Nobody knows, but one thing is clear by this point. The scandal wasn't just about a DNA test anymore. It had morphed into a full-blown Hollywood war zone with Margot, Jenna, and Tom at the epicenter. And trust me when I say the fallout was only just beginning, because as soon as that tweet went up, lawyers got involved. Cease and desist letters reportedly flew across Los Angeles faster than Starbucks pumpkin spice lattes in October. Entertainment lawyers smelled blood, tabloids smelled cash, and suddenly, the whispers of lawsuits started crawling their way into the spotlight. And oh, baby, the lawsuits are where things get nuclear. And just like that, the scandal went from messy to catastrophic. The whispers of lawsuits became thunder, rattling every corner of Hollywood's elite circles. Suddenly, this wasn't just a gossip story anymore, it was a legal nightmare with Margot Robbie's billion-dollar career hanging in the balance. Lawyers started circling like vultures, each one representing a different corner of this chaos. One insider leaked that Jenna Ortega's team had already filed preliminary complaints about defamation of character after Margot allegedly attacked her verbally at the spa. Margot's lawyers clapped back, calling it a provoked altercation. Meanwhile, Tom's sweet, silent, scandal-soaked Tom was said to be meeting with his own lawyers in secret. The rumor? He was preparing for the possibility of divorce. Divorce from Margot, that is. And here's the kicker, some shady financial documents surfaced online suggesting that Tom had already started moving assets into a private trust weeks before the DNA drama blew up. Coincidence? Or premeditated? Fans didn't buy the coincidence angle. They were convinced Tom knew this was coming and he was gearing up for the financial fallout long before the internet caught wind. The studios were panicking. Margot, Warner Bros., Golden Child, suddenly became a liability. Her Barbie dream image was crumbling faster than a sandcastle at high tide. Executives were allegedly holding emergency meetings on how to distance themselves from her personal controversies. Think about it. Margot Robbie went from saving the global box office to becoming Hollywood's problem child in less than 2 weeks. That's record-breaking destruction. Jenna, on the other hand, was being courted like never before. Netflix, smelling blood in the water, apparently rushed to offer her a new contract extension with a massive pay bump for Wednesday Season 3. Why? Because controversy equals clicks. And Jenna Ortega, whether she liked it or not, was now the face of Hollywood's most scandalous soap opera. Imagine being 22 years old and already positioned as the heir to Margot Robbie's empire. Some called it luck. Others called it survival of the fittest, but the public wasn't done. Paparazzi caught Jenna leaving a recording studio late at night, sparking rumors she was dropping a diss track aimed at Margot. Of course, this turned out to be false, but the headlines wrote themselves. Jenna Ortega to clap back in song? Social media exploded with fake lyrics, people rapping as if Jenna had gone full Nicki Minaj on Margot. And honestly, fans loved it. They wanted blood, drama, entertainment. They didn't care if it was true. Meanwhile, Margot decided to flip the script. Instead of hiding, she doubled down. Paparazzi photos captured her strutting through Los Angeles in a sharp power suit, oversized sunglasses, and a smug half-smile plastered on her face. The caption under one viral TikTok? "This is the face of a woman who knows where the bodies are buried." And maybe she did, because shortly after her 3 a.m. betrayal tweet, whispers emerged that Margot had more dirt receipts that could not only destroy Jenna's reputation, but also sink Tom's credibility. Some speculated these receipts included text messages, private emails, even voice memos of Tom begging Margot to stay with him despite his alleged mistake with Jenna. Imagine the chaos if those ever went public. Hollywood PR experts started calling this fiasco the modern-day Brangelina divorce. But worse, why? Because unlike Brad and Angelina, this wasn't just a breakup, it was a generational clash. Margot represented the polished, established list. Jenna represented the TikTok, Gen Z, chaotic rising star energy. And Tom? Well, Tom was just the accidental grenade that blew the whole thing up. As lawsuits brewed, the court of public opinion was already in session. And the jury, the internet, was brutal. On Twitter, fans made daily polls, Team Margot or Team Jenna, with millions of votes pouring in. The results? Jenna was annihilating Margot in the popularity contest. One fan summed it up in a tweet that got 500,000 likes. Margot played Barbie, but Jenna is living Wednesday. Cold, calculated, and winning, and then came the government whispers. I kid you not, one tabloid claimed the California Attorney General's office was monitoring the situation because the leaked DNA test may have involved medical fraud. Did someone forge it? Was someone accessing medical records illegally? If true, this wouldn't just be a tabloid scandal, it would be a full-blown criminal investigation. And if the Attorney General really was involved, both Margot and Jenna could be dragged into court under oath. By this point, Hollywood wasn't just gossiping, it was bracing. Productions with Margot and Jenna were allegedly put on hold. Endorsement deals were threatened. A luxury brand quietly pulled out of a campaign featuring Margot, citing unforeseen circumstances. Meanwhile, Jenna's team played the underdog angle, perfectly portraying her as the young star unfairly targeted by an older actress's rage. And people bought it. As for Tom, he was spotted alone in London at a bar, nursing a drink and looking like the weight of the world was crushing him. The photo went viral with the caption, "This is what happens when you play to queens at once, brutal." But accurate. So where does this leave us? 3 careers hanging by a thread. One fake DNA test turned global scandal. Potential lawsuits, criminal probes, corporate fallout, and social media warfare that refuses to die down. Margot Robbie, Hollywood's golden Barbie, now painted as a jealous aggressor. Jenna Ortega, the spooky Gen Z queen, rising higher than ever on a wave of scandal-powered fame. And Tom Ackerley, their forgotten husband turned alleged baby daddy, facing the possibility of losing everything, and there you have it, Hollywood's latest disaster. Wrapped in lies, DNA tests, betrayals, and a public meltdown that feels more like a Netflix drama than real life. But let's be honest, can you even trust what you're seeing? Was the DNA test real? Or was it planted? Did Margot really attack Jenna? Or is this all a carefully orchestrated PR stunt to keep all three names trending at the top? And most importantly, who's playing who in this twisted game of fame, power, and survival? I want to hear from you. Are you Team Margot, standing with the Hollywood veteran who's tired of secrets? Or are you Team Jenna, rooting for the Gen Z queen who's suddenly caught in the storm? Or maybe, just maybe, you think Tom is the real villain in this circus? Drop your thoughts, theories, and wildest conspiracies in the comments. I'll be reading every single one. And don't forget, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on notifications because you already know the story is far from over. Tomorrow, there will be another leak, another fight, another twist. And when it drops, we'll be here exposing the truth they don't want you to hear.